Hi, hello everybody, welcome back. Now, listen to me. How are you spending Valentine's Day this year? You don't have a date? Well, welcome to the club. This is alcohol. So, since I don't have anything to do with myself today, or any other day of the week really, I thought, why not make this a fun experience for you? Yes, I'm talking to you. So I thought, what could be a romantic thing to do for somebody who is all by herself on Valentine's Day? Well, I have found the perfect activity. We're gonna read romantic Marvel fanfiction. I bet you didn't see that one coming. So, I got my laptop and I already chose one. I haven't read it yet, but I think it might be really fun. Okay, so let's get started. Now, you might be wondering, what is the title of the masterpiece? It's called Frenemies. Frenemies. Peter Parker X reader, which means that it's written from the first person and that you are the romantic love interest, the love interest of our boy, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, played by Tom Holland. He's also in the picture of the fanfiction. So I doubt that this has anything to do with the comics, only with the movie character, which is totally fine. I mean, I don't read the comics either, so we won't be able to tell. I'm on Wattpad, which is like the perfect place for fanfiction to get really weird. I hope this will not, but we'll see. So, I'm just gonna start reading, and I'm so excited. Let's go. Okay, so A/N. I don't know what that means. Probably announcement. Okay, so the writer, probably girl, yep, she writes to us, the readers. You know, maybe I should get my glasses. Wait, those aren't real glasses, by the way. Hey guys, so this is my first story and is about YN and Peter Parker. Your name. I know what that means. I'm smart. It means it's about your name and Peter Parker. You guys hate each other at school because you and him are both the smartest. Frenemies. But you have special powers of your own that no one knows about. Ooh, you vary in special abilities. Which are superhuman strength, fire and ice, right? Same abilities as Spider-Man, and I hope you're ready for this. You can paint the future. What? What? Okay, you and Peter set aside your competitive side and become friends. Maybe more than friends. This is already amazing. I am just gonna take those off now because they kind of hurt my ears. I don't know. Okay, so we have a classically overpowered Mary Sue, which is me, which is you, which is us. Your name, whatever that is. And we're going to start with the first chapter. There are, by the way, there are a lot of chapters. We're not gonna read them all. It's over 30. I don't have that much time. But let's just start. Okay, so chapter number 1, Vibrant. Oh, I can't wait. So, Monday. The alarm of my phone rang in my ear, and I instantly make myself cold to wake myself up. Wait. So we're in the past tense, and then we're in the present tense. Now that might be an artistic choice. But I guess it might also be a grammatical mistake. We don't know yet. It's the first sentence, y'all. Okay. Goosebumps appear and before I know it, I'm wide awake. Well, that's a weird space to make. I walk out of my room, still in my PJs, to find my brother, Quinn, cooking breakfast. Morning, what you got there? I ask, sitting on the table. On the table? Okay. Bacon, eggs, and fruit, he replies, dishing up my breakfast. So we are in the present tense. Alright. What's that word? Cacophony of cars. What is that word? Is that a word? Oh, okay. The cacophony, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Of cars and people chatting sings in my ear as I enjoy my food. Why? Time skip. Yeah, this is how you do it in books too. The author just writes. Stephen King does that a lot. He just writes time skip in between paragraphs. You've never read Stephen King? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Alright. Feeling the cold swoosh of air brush past my shoulder give me tingling sensations. Okay. I continue to walk as I get an uneasy feeling in my stomach. My arm hairs rise up, and I pull my plaid jacket over them so no one sees. Okay. Hands grip my shoulders and pull me into a nearby alley, and a hand that smelled of smoke groped my mouth. 2 green eyes met mine, and they weren't just any ordinary green. It was a glowing green. Vibrant. Now, if I let go, Missy, you better not scream. That did not sound threatening. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try this again. Now, if I let go, Missy, you better not scream. It's not getting better, is it? The anonymous man slowly slips his filthy hand away, leaving me open access to scream. This is not how people think, right? Talk or do whatever. Okay. Oh well, his choice. Because I have got quite a mouth on me. You got it, girl. Sir, before you do anything else, can I please warn you, you don't want to do this. Yeah. I sigh as he returns with a laugh. He returns a laugh, probably? His bed, I guess. He walks towards me with drunken steps. He places a hand on my shoulder and I clench my fist and send him flying. No, I did not punch him or even touch him, in fact. It's one of my many powers. I can control people. I choose not to, though. I don't want to risk getting exposed. But this guy, he's too drunk to remember. That's smart thinking. Your name? I run out of the alleyway and rub the dirt off my ripped denim jeans and continue walking until I bump into... Wait. Spider-Man? Okay, so I hope it gets romantic kind of soon, because I'm not patient. Alright. Peter's Peel Week. So now we switch to Peter Parker. Let's see what he's got to say. Oh, so we start earlier in the morning for him, so it's not like instantly in the moment. So I'm just gonna skip this because we're gonna get to the romantic stuff real soon. Okay. So he just found your name. Oh, we gotta have... should I just give her my name? So he finds Anne. No, this is weird. So he finds Anne and thinks that something must be up, you know, because he's smart. Now we're back to Anne. Music fills my ears as I shove my earphones in. The subway is busy today. I managed to find a seat near the... Wait, what? Okay, so there's this is weird. Okay, so there's another time skip. I enter to hear teenagers chatting and laughing, so now we're in the school. I run to my locker, which happens to be right next to Peter's. Of course it is. If we both weren't so competitive, I think we could have been friends. I mean, I'm not denying that he's extremely attractive. His milky brown eyes, always glistening. Stop it, Anne. You're supposed to hate him. The speakers brought from above. Peter Parker, Michelle Jones, and your name, your last name. Well, Anne, I'm not gonna give you my last name. Anne Miller. Please report to Mr. Harris's office. That's all. That's all. That's how that's how the schools usually end their announcements with that's all. Thank you. I shove everything in my locker quickly, lock it, and run to the English classroom. Peter and MJ close behind me. Mr. Harris, I ask, confused on the situation. Kids, okay, MJ, since you're the new captain of the decathlon team, you should be aware of the championship coming up in California. You don't think she was aware of that already? And how you pick the two smartest competitors from your team to compete. Now I have made a suggestion, gesturing towards you and Peter. See, I love this because these fanfictions, they tend to have things inserted in them that actually read like what you would read in a stage play, where like the director, that's for the director, but it's not a play, it's a literary text. But they still do it because but if you would like to change, feel free to. Well, that was not very authoritarian, Mr. Harris. Mr. Harris, I completely agree with you, with your chosen two. MJ looks at you with a devilish grin because she knows you have a small... Wait, this is now written in second person. What? And it says my POV, but it's not my POV because it changed into second person. Huh? Okay, so anyways, they got chosen for that thing, and they're gonna have to leave tomorrow, and now it's lunchtime. And now it's actually first person again. So, MG and I sit at the end of a long table with Peter and Ned at the other end. Have you heard any news from Liz? I hear Peter ask Ned. Michelle and I look at each other and roll our eyes at each other. At each other, at each other, at each other. Nah, she's out of your life, man, Ned replies with a pat on Peter's back. We should probably forget about her before we come across as stalkers, Peter says, turning off his phone. Well, that's an oddly convenient way to just dismiss the former love interest of Peter Parker, don't you think? Too late, I say and laugh. You guys are losers, MJ says, and we walk off. Yep. Time skip. Now we're home. You know, you don't have to write time skip. I think I could gather that information from a new paragraph starting, but, you know. Okay, so this is it. We're at home, and now at the end of the text, there's an announcement. How do you guys like it so far? So the plan is to get Peter and yourself to become friends in the next chapter when you're in LA. Okay. You will become an Avenger, etc. That ECT. Okay, so if you like it so far and want it to continue, please leave a comment. And sorry if there is any grammar or vocabulary mistakes. Word count, 1,320 words. You know what? I want to make fun of this, but this is more words than I wrote in the last probably 6 months, and I would like to consider myself a writer, so like, I'm gonna shut the hell up about this. Alright, so I think since she's so nice and tells us exactly what's going to happen in the next chapters, as all good authors do, because why the fuck would you want to have a cliffhanger or anything? I'm just gonna see if we could skip a little bit, because we're here for the love, right? And this hasn't happened yet. I don't know which chapter to pick next, so I'm just gonna pick chapter 8 because I think the title is amazing. Chapter 8. Oh, there's a photo of Disneyland, so this is even... we didn't miss anything, apparently. So, chapter 8.
Insta bitches.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that the best fucking title you've ever heard? Okay. So there's a picture, and then it says, like, it's like Instagram, so it says liked by Peter Parker, MJ, Ned, and 357 others. It's just pictures. The whole chapter is just pictures of Disneyland. Good thing I chose that one. Okay, so next chapter. At this point, they found out about her powers, and I'm so sorry because this is so not Valentine's Day material at all, but I'm just gonna go through with it now. So she has a outfit picture, which is a lady with a pretty big butt in leggings, because she couldn't describe the outfit, you see. She had to post pictures. Right. Okay. I think the whole thing is, see those visuals and the music and all of that, that's really where it's at, right? This isn't about Spider-Man. This is about a girl seeing Tom Holland on screen and thinking that he's cute, and she writes like a self-insert that is not a self-insert, but technically a self-insert for everybody who reads it. So she's like doing a public service for all the teenage girls. And it's not about the Avengers. It's about being like in a relationship with Tom Holland. And that's totally fine. I just wish it was better written. Okay, so this should be interesting. So this chapter is chapter 27. And it's called Frisky in the Bedroom, and on top of it there is a disclaimer that says smut. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And it's written from our POV. So this is gonna get freaky. Written by a child. Are you ready? Alright. The sound of waves crashing down wakes me up peacefully. I shift around so I can stand up, but two strong, warm arms pulled me closer to a cozy chest. Peter. This is already uncomfortable. Peter! I said, dragging his name out. 5 more minutes, he stated. I guess I didn't really get a say in this. I turn around and place my hand on his chest. I admire his soft face. I see some stubble forming on his chin. No, I don't think so. And a curl falls on his forehead. I don't move it though. It's cute. I look at his lips. They're swollen. They look so luscious and kissable. Before I knew it, I gently placed my lips on Peter's. I gave him a little, so we're in the past tense again. I gave him a little shook, but he melted into it almost immediately. A small smile formed on your face, on our faces, and his eyes slowly opened. I wish I could wake up to this every day. Alright, his voice is hoarse and graspy. Kinda turned me on, not gonna lie. I bit my lip and smiled contently. How do you do that? Like, was that good? I hope it was. Getting your money's worth on that video. Don't bite your lip, he said hoarsely once again. 50 Shades of Grey, oh no. Oh no. I'm getting flashbacks.
Good morning, husband.
50 Shades of Grey.
Mrs. Gray, look out your window.
Oh no. Oh,
I'm
say it
taking
ain't
you away
so.
for the weekend.
Oh no.
I just can't believe this was my life.
I kissed him roughly. I couldn't take the sexual tension in the room. I rubbed my legs together to give them some type of friction. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, a pool of was already forming in my his tongue lightly licked my bottom lip and I opened my mouth for access. Well, that sounds so technical. This is just like the books that shall not be named. I straddled him, already feeling his This is so weird. Why am I reading this? But I am too far gone now. I'm not gonna read this, but you can read it for yourself. I gave you the title of the fanfiction. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it's quite entertaining. But my favorite thing is the comment underneath this chapter. It says, Stanley would approve. Oh boy, he's spinning in his grave right now. I can hear it. But while my camera died and I had to wait a little bit, I found another fanfiction, which is actually what I was looking for in the first place. You know, when you are a person, when you are a Marvel fan girl, I'm not excluding anybody, it's just the majority of fanfiction is by women, by children. You come across gay themes a lot, actually, because, and that's kind of on Marvel, the main cast of their movies is, well, it's men. It's men, mostly. And they are interesting characters, and people see romantic potential there, and I can't disagree. I cannot disagree. One of the most beloved pairings, obviously, are Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, or you might just know him as Iron Man and Captain America. This one is called Sugar, Spice, and Everything Steve. It's just one chapter, so it's a short story, and yeah, you know, it's between the two of them, and we're gonna read it. I haven't read it yet. I just found it and I thought I just have to. I have to experience this with you. Your name goes here. So, and I think it's actually well written. We'll see. Like most soldiers out of war, Steve Rogers had aftershocks of his most painful memories. As paranoid as he gets from those sad memories, he always kept up the American gentleman facade around everyone. It was only when Tony Stark, his old friend, Howard's son, and now current teammate, had opted for Steve to go live with him and Bruce Banner at Stark Tower, for nothing less than a convenience if needed, that his waking up in the morning with a cold sweat had lessened. So far so good. Maybe it was because in his mind, he knew that no matter what happened, there was going to finally be somebody there to chase away the monsters. Oh, well, that's romantic. See, that's what we came for, and now we finally found it. Alright, so Tony had barged... Is that a word? I'm sorry. Tony had barged into Steve's room for a few times already, hearing his friend's moans, whimpers, and mutters from across the hall. Sometimes, out of genuine generosity, Tony would even suggest for Steve to take the lounger in the master bedroom for convenience, of course. Of course. Time and time again, Steve would deny, saying that he was fine, but Steve knew he wasn't fine. Physically, yes, he was fine. Perfect, if Howard Stark had any say in it. But mentally? Steve Rogers was at a loss for words. He had lost his friend, his best friend, his first love, his family. He is everything, so Bucky is dead, still not here in this timeline. I get it. Because otherwise this would totally be between those two. Because that's another prominent pairing you have to know if you didn't already. Steve and Bucky. Which, honestly, I understand even more. This got real weird real fast. Okay. In that, with so many losses, Steve had never looked up at what he gained. Upon waking up from his decades-long slumber imprisoned in ice, he gained a new family. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna skip a little ahead. In some sort of way, Tony Stark reminded him of Bucky Barnes. You know, I called it, and it's happening right in front of my own goddamn eyes. Another Bucky that was so different from the original that there wasn't much of a comparison. There was just something about Tony, and Steve couldn't put a finger on it. He probably will, though. Get it? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop. What he did know was that he loved Tony so much it hurt. Can't relate. The same was the case with Stark, he figured. Ever since his thought dawned on Steve, things had changed between the two. breakfast every morning, training in the gym, movie nights with Bruce sometimes to catch up on everything he's missed in about 70 years. Yeah. When Tony made the first move, when he finally kissed... Oh, okay, so they're already together. Well, I didn't see that coming. When he finally kissed him, things, in Steve's perspective, became better for the both of them. From then on, they had a close-knit relationship. Tony would get into bed with Steve when he had nightmares, just lay there for moral support. Well, that's sweet. Steve had grown so accustomed to feeling Tony on the other side of the bed that when he reached his hand over to hold him, he was shocked awake with feeling the cold sheets. Oh no. In a sudden panic, Steve shot up in bed, blinking at the dark. Tony's arc reactor always made the room glow. Even under the covers. Okay, so this must be older then. Because he doesn't have the reactor anymore. Not that it matters, I'm like stuck up on technicalities here. Ignore me. Tonight the familiar blue light was gone. Tony? I'm sorry, that sounded stupid. It's Steve.
Tony?
That whisper was lost in the quiet. Ooh, wonderful. Soon enough, he noticed that the door stood ajar. Across the hall, Tony's door was open as well. He saw the back of Stark's head, sitting at the computer. Sighing to himself, Steve threw the covers off his ankles, swinging his legs over the edge of the bed. Getting on 2 feet, he walked quietly to Tony's room. I have an idea where this is going. Once Steve slipped through the door, he had caught an eyeful of what Tony was watching. I was right. Okay, listen. He saw 2 men naked, and they were... What? Isn't that illegal? It's not funny, but I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable, you see? Tony, Steve asked again, this time in more of a shock and okay, we gotta do this again. Shocked and confused.
Tony!
Okay. Stark gasped and swiveled around in the computer chair. Oh shit, give me a heart attack, will you? He yelped, looking his boyfriend over. So they are together. Okay. Steve, what are you doing up? Steve's mouth shifted to the side and he tilted his head a bit. You weren't in bed. I'm sorry, Steve. The blonde nose tips of Tony's ears turned a bright pink as his eyes traveled down to his crotch. We are getting it on. Why were you watching those 2 guys having sex? Who are they? Do you know them? Steve asked Tony sternly, hoping he wasn't cheating. Why would he, right? Yeah, why would he? Look at Steve. Just look at him. Tony, you see... Wait. Tony's head cocked to the other side and a mocking eyebrow rose up on his forehead. You've never heard of porn before? Porn, Steve muttered monotonous. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Hell yeah, I've heard of porn. The boys used to always pass loads of it around back in the day for some kicks. Being surrounded by guys 24/7 would end up like that, Tony muttered to himself. Steve gave him a scrutinizing look at the as the letter cleared his throat, locking his fingers together over his lip. I didn't think it would matter, but Steve, yes, being gay wouldn't get you beat up in... When those words went past his lips, Steve could tell that Tony wished immediately that he could suck them back in so they would stay there. This is getting political. I mean, if we wanted to, we could go outside and just fuck in front of the police station. You know, I don't think you could, 'cause that would be something like disturbing the public or something. You shouldn't. You don't fuck in public, that's what I'm saying. Tony just couldn't seem to turn his filter on. And Steve was becoming more and more amused by the minute. The genius's cheeks grew redder. If only Steve could know what was running through the other man's head. Probably Tony. Tony, if this is your way of saying you got a heart on, it's one weird way of saying it. The blonde veteran muttered. It didn't seem like he heard him. Tony's eyes traveled down Steve's body, admiring every frame of muscle that was able to be seen through his t-shirt. Wow, I so relate, man. The letter snapped his fingers, suddenly bringing the former back to reality. Stark was slowly beginning to realize he was staring, drooling probably. Tony, hello, the blonde called, waving a hand in front of his face. The brunette blinked, spitting out something impulsively. Fuck, what? Laughing half-heartedly, Steve rolled his eyes. Tony, he purred, walking closer and grabbing Tony's hands with both of his own. Tony, come back to bed. Oh. Okay, so, conversation, and then Stark's sentence wasn't even able to be finished. Rogers had planted his lips on Stark's, one hand going to the back of Tony's head, fingers combing through the hair at the nape of his neck, his other hand tugged on Tony's shirt collar. Oh, this is getting sexy. When Steve pulled away, trailing kisses across his jawline, he muttered, "What was that, soldier?" Biting back a moan, Tony gave in for a laugh. "Nothing, sir." Locking lips once more, he managed to wrap his arms around about Steve. I'm getting confused here. He managed to wrap his arms around Steve's waist, push himself up, and lead them to his king-sized bed without breaking the kiss. That's quite the accomplishment, actually. Plopping down on the mattress covers, they shared a laugh. Tony rolled on top of Steve, his hand going to the side of his neck. He moved up to run his hand through Steve's soft, blonde hair. Well, wouldn't you know? But Steve couldn't live with himself if he let Tony have all the fun. He couldn't live with himself. Pushing his boyfriend back down into the mattress, he straddled him and started unbuttoning his shirt. Are you ready for the last sentence of the chapter? 'Cause I certainly am not. Let's just say, things happened.
And dicks were involved.
That's a fucking great ending to a story. Alright, you guys, before this gets too weird, I'm gonna say, I didn't come here for the sex and the dicks and the weird grammar mistakes, but I stayed for them because they were fun. And you know what? If nothing else came from this other than you maybe having fun with this video, then hey, I did my job. The thing is, circling back to the beginning, because this is a video after all, if you're alone for Valentine's Day, then I don't think it fucking matters. And if you enjoyed this video, then really that's all I could ask for. So, I see you next time, and until then, just always remember that dicks were involved, and some things happened.